Skyforge, people. Ugh, let me take this hat off. Things get on my nerves right now. Get over there. Alright. Now, last time we played with the Paladin here, alright? Paladin is the tanking class that is available to everyone once they start the game. Oh yeah, quick recap. Now, what I'm trying to do here is show people how to play their different classes on this game. What I found is that a lot of people just go in and button mash their way. But considering how this game is right now, where you need to really be that you find difficult. So what I'm doing is showing people how class and possibly help the community to get better at playing the game and to work together. Okay, like I said, last time I played, showed you guys what I want to do this time is actually go through each and every ability, just read what they do. I'm just going to read the are actually up there. I might do another video. Finder is your support class. Role in this game much different from other MMOs, which is part of the reason why I was so interested in it. As the light binder, your job is to keep the tank alive. That is it. Pretty much that's it. Your job is mainly to keep the tank alive and also to increase the damage output of your team. Okay, that's pretty much all you're supposed to do. When you go into combat as a light binder, you're supposed to focus on the tank and keep giving the tank heals and shields and so on and so forth. Alright, using your main attack ability, which is R2, it'll give you a buff. Okay, I don't know if you can give it to yourself. Does that do damage? Anyway, I'll figure that out in a second. Cause I actually used one of these abilities earlier, and it like did damage to the guys over there, and I was like, huh? Anyway, but yeah, it's supposed to shield the tank. I can't really use it. I can't really use it on myself. I have to know another player. Anyway, I forget that. Well, you're supposed to shield the tank whenever their own shielding abilities are down. You use the square. Use the triangle ability to increase the damage output of your team, and so on and so forth. Now, I'll read the abilities to you so you can see what they are. Okay? Alright, so Particle of Light, which is your R1 attack. Alright. Particle of light in a 10-yard radius of the target. All enemies take X amount of damage depending on your level, and all allies have negative effects removed from them. All right, so this is supposed to be like your cleanse ability or whatever. If you are familiar with World of Warcraft and stuff like that, it removes any ability or any negative effects on your teammates. Now, I would say this ability will be more interesting to use if you could see when your team actually has debuffs on them. You cannot see when they have debuffs on them. All right, it's really annoying. There's a lot of different things in this game that kind of pull people away from the team aspect, like being able to see when people have buffs, when they need buffs, when they have debuffs, or they need debuffs removed. You don't see any of that stuff. Moving forward. All right. The negative effects are also removed from the light binder regardless of their position. Okay, so as soon as you use this ability, you're supposed to It's supposed to remove all of the different negative effects that are on your character, as well as anybody who is in the area of effect of where your attack goes to. Alright, Flood of Light, which is basically like a dubstep laser, one of my favorite abilities, applies Chain Blessing to the, oh wait, maybe it's different. Okay, it applies Chain Blessing to the selected ally, which spreads to 3 more allies, increasing their might by 40% of the Lightbinder's might for 10 seconds. Excuse me. Attack classes take priority. If the first target is not an optimal choice, Flood of Light will not boost them, instead leading to priority targets. Ah, I did not know that. At the end of the effect, these allies get weariness for 8 seconds, which prevents them from receiving stat boosting effects of active abilities of support classes. Okay, abilities of support classes that transfer might do not stack with each other. Alright, now I know that. Like, I've used these abilities before, and it's been a while since I've actually read over them. It seems like they may have changed a little bit of stuff. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, so knowing that, let's move on to the next one. Flood of Light, apply Chain Blessing, blah blah blah. So it pretty much is just, it's telling me the same thing. So this is one of the things that gets on my mind. Why do they do that? I don't know why they do that. Alright. There's Flood of Light there and Flood of, it tells you this, like, it's reiterating the same information. The only thing is that this is telling you how much energy cost it takes for the normal Flood of Light. You know, whereas this tells you the energy cost for a particle. No, it says charging and everything. What the freak? I don't get it. What's wrong with them? Anyway, let's move on to your normal attack, which is Pulsating Flare. Deals 3,000, blah, blah, blah. Does X amount of damage to the enemy and increases the damage of the next attack of an ally. Alright, this ability is cool, but it gets on my freaking nerves, okay? Like it says, it increases the damage of the next attack of an ally, alright? That means the next time the person that you're targeting attacks, it's going to use up this buff immediately. Doesn't matter what the attack is, it's just going to use up the buff. Okay. Now this is good to use if you're trying to boost the damage of somebody of a damage dealer type class. All right. But it's also good to use if you're trying to keep the tank, like allow the tank to hold aggro. All right. The more damage output you do, the better aggro you hold. So it's still good to focus on the paladin when you're using Pulsating Flare. All right. If the ally does not attack, the effect ends in 10 seconds. In a fight, everybody's attacking. It's just gonna happen. I have not seen a fight where everybody is just somebody just standing around. All right, Pulsating Flare used against an enemy has a 10% chance to restore companion's attack. All right, then used on a friendly target, it restores 10 points of light energy. That's light energy for your own character. Has an 8% chance to apply the Triumphal Light effect to the Lightbinder for 20 seconds. Triumphal Light makes the next particle of light or burning stream free and increases their damage by 200%. That's this particle of light. Alright. So, Pulsating Flare can boost the damage of particle of light by 200%. Okay. A lot of people don't know that. And they also don't know that if you get the what is it? The Triumph of Light ability or the Triumph of Light passive, that they don't know that they have this like little dubstep laser thing which I was talking about before. They have this dubstep laser ability and they don't know that the Triumph of Light increases the damage of that as well. As you can see, it took off 5% of the health of this enemy here, okay? So let's say, there we go. Now I have Triumph of Light. Now let's use the laser. Alright, you see the big change? You see that? That's a ridiculously big difference in the amount of damage that it does. Okay. A lot of people don't understand, and this ability is only used, I believe it's only used in single player. I don't even know if it's used in PvP or not. But the laser, the dubstep laser, only works when you're playing as a single player. Once you're doing a team fight, if you're on a team with people, it'll change the effect. It actually turns into a buff instead of an attack. Alright. Moving on. Alright, so We also have the Blessing of the Sun. It's basically a buff that increases how much damage you do or how much damage your team does. Class ability of the character, class abilities of the character and their allies in a 20-yard radius deal 35% more damage. Okay, so class abilities. So I guess it doesn't increase your basic damage. I have to keep that in mind too. That kind of sucks. Once the ability is used, no one in your group can use it for 40 seconds. Now this is important right here. This is one of the things that I've been trying to tell people about. There are certain abilities that once you use them, no one else can use them. If you have 2 people on your team playing Lightbinder, once I use this ability, it goes on cooldown for the other person as well. It's really important that you know that. There are some abilities that just will. And I believe it's Sacred Barrier as well. Creates a shield around the Lightbinder and every ally in a 20-yard radius in front of the Lightbinder. Absorbs incoming damage for 7 seconds and removes all negative effects. Once this ability is used, no one in your group can use it for them just as well as it goes on cooldown for you. Alright, you can't have like 5 Lightbinders on the team and have them all spam this ability in a row or some nonsense like that. No. Alright. So this one, which is Sacred Barrier, and this one, which is Blessing of the Sun. Both of those abilities go on cooldown for the entire team once they are used. Okay? Moving forward, let's see here. Rise and Shine, which is your Resurrect ability. Resurrect the selected target. Once the ability is used, no one in your group can use it for 10 minutes. Good golly. 10 minutes? Sheesh. Oh my goodness. Anyway, it's another one. So 1, 2, and 3. Alright. Now we have Incarnation of Light. This is your ultimate. Alright. Wraps the Lightbinder in an aura that charges their abilities. Now this is interesting. It says it charges their abilities, but you only get like 2 abilities while you're in the darn form. Alright. Anyway, if the ally doesn't attack, the effect ends in 10 seconds. Oh no, that's it. Alright, wraps the Lightbinder in an aura that changes their abilities. Allies in the area of effect deal 50% more damage. With class abilities while taking 35% less damage. So it increases your defense and your attack. Nice, I didn't know that. If an ally dies this is the thing I remember. If somebody dies in the aura's area of effect, they are resurrected and have some of their health restored. When that happens, the aura is deactivated. Okay. Once the aura is deactivated, the allies that have been affected by the bonus will be immune to it for 4 or 8 minutes, basically. Yo. So even if you have another Lightbinder on your team, you can use this ability, but the rest of the people on your team will not get the bonus from it. Wow. Okay. I gotta check something else, because Incarnation of Light actually has its own little tree here. Alright, as you can see, there are other things that are locked up. I hope they give more abilities to this form. That will be so freaking cool. You have like, 2 things you can do pretty much in this form. Well, 2 or 3 things. Let's see here. Alright, so Patronage of Light creates a shield around every ally in the area of effect that absorbs damage. You can 25% light by yourself. The duration of the shield is 12 seconds. All enemies around the Lightbinder take damage proportional to the remaining time of the Incarnation of Light. Alright, so I guess the more time you have, the more damage you do. Or is it the opposite? That's a good question. Let's see. Inflicts whatever amount of damage to all surrounding bursts of light. Alright. Inflicts direct damage to a single target enemy. So, bright beam. Alright, we're gonna look at those right now. Because to be honest, I don't think they really do that much damage. I mean, like, in comparison to other stuff. So, basically, 5,400 damage and 8,500 damage. This does. Look at that. That does 12k by itself. All right. Let's see here. I mean, yeah, man, it doesn't really do as much damage because, like, pulsating flare, that's almost like 3,500 damage by itself, and it pretty much attacks rather quickly. It really does. Particle of light, we just looked at a second ago. Then we have Sparks of Anger, which is another ability which I haven't looked at or heard you guys yet. Dang, man. So yeah, it really doesn't do that much damage. Incarnation of Light really doesn't do much damage at all. That's actually pretty bad. It's like, I mean, when you use it, it doesn't seem to do, like, it doesn't do much damage. Like, it doesn't do damage that quickly. Is it even doing damage? I didn't even see any numbers pop up. Hold on. Let's see how much damage this piece of crap did. Let's see. Battle history. Alright. Bright beam. Arc of light. Burst of light. See, look at that. Particle of light. Goodness. I mean, this is almost a million. Well, yeah, I used this twice and it's doing like a million. I used this 6 times and it's doing like half a mil. That is really, really bad. That's really bad. Sheesh. They really need to up the damage on that. Make it worth using. I wonder nobody uses that piece of crap. Because it doesn't do any damage. You know, and it's supposed to be, I mean, it's like really supposed to be an ability you use to keep your team alive and everything like that, which I've seen people use it. You might want to actually try to actually use it for combat, you know. Oh man, I'm really kind of I'm disappointed in that. I am. Alright, yeah, the Patronage of Light. I use that ability more often than not whenever I'm using this thing. Alright, I'm just not wasting you guys' time by just like running my mouth. Okay, Spark of Anger deals X amount of damage to the enemy, inflicts twice as much damage on targets with less than 50% health, activates companion attack, which will deal 2 times more damage. Now, this is the biggest thing for this class, alright? A lot of people think that playing this class is difficult. They think that using this class in combat, you know, in single player missions is not a good idea. That ability right there, the Particle of Light thing, is actually the biggest thing. That Particle of Light, the Spark of Anger, is the biggest thing you can use for dishing out damage. Mainly because it makes your pet tap. It makes your pet attack for you. Alright? So once I use it, the pet's going to blast the enemy when it's ready. But the most important thing is your passive ability that comes with it. Alright? And that will be, which one is it? I think Spirit of Light. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at Power of Light real quick. It uses the damage dealt by character, the ability to touch already. That's just basically the AoE, the natural AoE ability that makes your team do more damage. Alright, now Spirit of Light. When a light binder dies, they turn into the Spirit of Light with 40% health and can continue to fight. If the spirit survives 15 seconds, the light binder is resurrected. Alright, the effect can be activated no more than once every 8 minutes. The Spirit of Light is different from the usual incarnation of light. It does not save the light binder from death and does not provide bonuses to other group members. But there is another thing. I know there's another thing here. Ah, right. Alright, this is one of the things that I found out about the abilities that will affect you even in, when you're not in PvP. Alright. That will be this one right here. Conservation. Okay. Another thing they need to fix about this darn game. A lot of the abilities that you have sometimes will work for both trees, both PvE and PvP. Alright, but a lot of times they don't tell you which ones will work like that. Alright, Lightbinder is a very good example of how that happens, of running into that in this game. Alright, energy conservation. Alright, Particle of Light restores the light energy spent on it and provides an extra companion's attack. This effect is activated no more than once every 7 seconds. Companion the ability to attack 4 times in a row. Okay, you can stack it up to 4 with this thing. All right, and as long as you keep getting more of these, your companion will basically escort you through a fight. your companion can easily dish out more damage than you do. Like, I remember when I first started playing this and I was like, man, I'm doing da-da-da amount of damage, and my companion attacked and it did like 2 or 3 more times damage than me. And I was like, what the hell? My companion is more powerful than I am. Why am I even out here? You know, my companion is like totally killing this thing. And I didn't know at the time that it was this energy conservation thing. You know, not only that, but the other part of it as well, which is the fact that it doubles the amount of damage that your companion actually does. Alright, I didn't know that. Alright, so now the ability is this ability. That's the one that will pump out the amount of times your companion can use their attack. Okay? So basically what you want to do in a fight is use this ability as much as possible. And of course you can run around and everything while you're using it. On one, that'll give them a big chunk of damage right there. You just keep hitting them with this. Every time that pops up, like I said in my previous video, pay attention to your on-screen prompts. Okay? Pay attention to the on-screen prompts. They are very important to dealing with enemies. Alright? With that, whatever. And pretty much you just keep using this ability. Now you can also, I don't know if the stream of light, this burning thing, I don't know if this actually will increase how many times your pet can attack as well. Alright, but I'll show you just how powerful this stat can be. Okay? So I'll say by now I should have all 4 stacks. Okay? Now the enemy is at 34% health. Now I'm just going to keep blasting them with the square attack. Alright, the Spark of Anger. Okay? Companion attacks. Companion attacks. Oh, well. It's not popping up. That's it. Okay. See? That's one of the things they need to fix about this too, man. On the PC version, it actually shows you a little bar that shows you whether or not your companion has stacks on it. You're supposed to get up to 4 of these stacks. It's really annoying. It's another thing you need to fix about this damn game, or at least on the console version of it. Your companion should be getting more stacks, and it should allow you to like basically spam this ability and take out enemies much faster. It doesn't even seem like my companion is attacking at all, really. I'm gonna have to check on that. Hopefully that's okay. Whatever. Alright. So pretty much when you're playing the Lightbinder, if you're playing it solo, you can pretty much take out most enemies just by having the Spark of Anger buff that comes with your companion. Because once your companion attacks, it does a decent amount of damage. Oh, wait a minute, that's why. Because I don't have my thing set up properly. My symbols! That is why. Yeah, I believe you. I have my companion set up so that it's actually being more defensive to keep people alive. So I need to have a tree for combat, a tree for like single player combat, a tree for multiplayer combat. I'll do that later. Alright? But yeah, that ability is extremely helpful when you're having trouble. And when you think about it, if I have it set up like that for my companion and I'm doing it for team combat, that means I can give everybody on my team an extra little shield because I can. No, I forgot. It doesn't work like that when you're doing team play. It only works for single player. That's another issue right there. When you're doing single player missions, that ability does come in, even in PvE. But in PvP, like if you're doing PvE on the team, that passive does not actually work. Alright, just so you guys know. Again, I apologize if I'm making these videos too long. I don't really do videos like this that often. I really do want to try to help people understand how to play this game and how to play the character classes, because it's just helpful, man. Just having everybody, know how to use their characters is extremely helpful. And it makes it even more, even easier to get through stuff when you're able to actually, work properly as a team. And I'll try to just get rid of this guy as quickly as possible. Yeah, man. Lightbinder actually is really good in solo play. Much better than most people think it would be. And it's the little, like the dubstep laser, I keep calling it the dubstep beam, actually hits multiple targets. So once the enemy gets hit by it, they actually all take damage from it. And pretty much, as long as you have energy, you should be using Spark of Anger. Because once the passive, as you can see right there, once the R1 pops up, that doesn't take any energy from you to be able to use it. You can just go ahead and just blast the enemy with it, okay? Moving forward, that's it. I'm going to switch over to the Cryomancer and start another video. I'll probably do all of these over again sometime in the future. Since I'm just like, pretty much just like going off the top of my head right now. I don't have a script or anything like that. I'm just going, off the top of my brain with it. And hopefully, this will be helpful to anyone who wants to learn how to play these different classes and whatnot, and get an idea of how to actually play Skyforge, whether they're playing on their own or playing on a team. Oh yeah, feel free to ask me any questions or leave any comments. I will do my best to answer them. If you guys have a specific class you want to see, I pretty much have everything except for Grove Walker. To be honest, I'm not really interested in playing it, and sheesh. And I don't really feel like trying to spend money to get the darn thing, because I know I don't have enough Sparks of Transformation to get it right now, and I don't feel like farming them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video, which is going to be starting in another minute or two.